I gotta get this wrapped up real quick before my mail carrier comes. This is a sweater. It is 100% cashmere and it's Anthropology. So soft, really fun, like tie-dye pink. It has a bit of a balloon sleeve. You can see, so cute. So I had this listed for $50. Someone messaged me the other day and said, hey, you had a sale going a couple days ago, or like a week ago. I don't remember what she said exactly. You had a sale going for 40% off and I missed it. When will you be running a sale again? And I said, I will honor the sale. And so I sent the 40% off offer. It was $29.97. With shipping, they paid $35.85. Now they actually paid more than that because this is actually shipping international, and I checked, and it is going to Poland, which is crazy. So cool. I don't think I've ever shipped anything to Poland before. No, I'm not actually shipping it to Poland. I'm shipping it to Chicago because I use the international shipping program. And so they pay shipping, obviously. I don't do free shipping, but they pay shipping from me to Chicago. And then that's the label that I have to pay. And then they also have to pay the shipping from Chicago to wherever they are. And I don't know how much that is. I'm assuming there's customs involved. I don't know. Thankfully, I don't have to deal with all of that. Chicago has to deal with all of that. It's great. So, minus, let's see. Hold on. I found this at the bins, and it's in really good condition. So my average cost of goods at the bins is the Goodwill outlet, if you don't know, where you pay by the pound. My average cost of goods is $2 there, about. And minus fees, shipping, my cost of goods, my profit is $23.09. This did sell promoted. I think I'm promoted at 4%. I said yesterday that I was gonna mess with my promotions, and I didn't ever actually end up doing that. I paid an extra $1.05 in fees. Yeah, so I'm gonna run that out to my porch. Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and hopefully sell them for a profit. Today is Tuesday, October 21st. And these are the items that I sold in the last 24 hours. There's 3 items. I already showed you the eBay one. It got picked up by my mail carrier. My gross sales amount was $75.85. And these 2 sold on Poshmark. This is a St. Louis Cardinals Christmas sweater. And I'll show you the tag here. It is genuine merchandise by Clue, I guess. I'm not really sure what Clue is, but I had this listed for $25. Somebody sent me an offer for $15. I'm trying to sell stuff right now, so I sold it and accepted the offer. It took 5 months to sell, which makes sense just seasonally. It's, 5 months ago is May. It makes more sense to sell in October than in May. And I bought it at the bins, which is, I think I already said with my eBay purchase package, so I won't tell you again. But my average cost of goods is $2, and that makes my profit $10, which is, lower than I want it to be, but better than nothing. So I'm gonna take it. And I'm using the giant Poshmark USPS Ground Advantage envelope. It is a Poshmark sale, so I can do that. Okay, I have heard conflicting things. Yes, we can use them for Poshmark. No, we can't. You'll go to prison. I don't know. I did ask at my local post office and was told they didn't know. So that's promising. I'm not really sure what to do with that, other than until I get confirmation from a current U.S. Postal Service worker, probably in person, that I know, like from my post office. I probably am just going to continue only using those for Poshmark. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you that's how I'm doing it. Okay, for this next one, it's tiny and I don't want to put it in that big giant cardboard mailer thing. So I'm just taping up some holes in a reused poly mailer. This is a Bowden, mini Bowden, no, baby Bowden, little pair of overalls. I love selling little baby overalls. They just make me happy. Here is the baby Bowden tag. This one did have a little stain, but I think I got it out. I don't know. I don't see it, so that's good. This sold for $25, which was my full asking price, which is kind of amazing. Again, it sold on Poshmark. I found this again at the bins. Did I find everything at the bins? Ooh. Everything I sold today came from the bins, or yesterday, I guess. That's good. This took 3 months to sell, which honestly I'm kind of surprised about. Oh, I was going to tell you that when I have like baby clothes and stuff from the bins, I actually change my average cost of goods to kind of account for the fact of it didn't actually weigh that much. So I saved my cost of goods as $1 on little baby clothes. And that makes my profit $19 on a pair of baby overalls that were gonna go to the landfill. That makes my heart happy today. Okay. Finding another little poly mailer hole. Maybe this had too many holes and I should have just trashed it, but sometimes I don't think things through all the way before I make a decision. Okay, so that makes my total profit for the day $52.09, which is not terrible, but also not great. I really aim for about $67 in profit per day, which is about $2,000 per month. This is extra money for my family. It is important money, but I'm not paying my mortgage. I'm not feeding my children with this money. I'm paying for soccer fees and dance lessons and violin lessons and things like that. So the long-awaited, I don't know if it was long-awaited at all, the long-awaited conclusion to what I sold over the weekend. There were 4 days of sales, right? 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Yesterday morning, I shipped out the eBay stuff. Yesterday evening, I shipped out my Poshmark stuff, and I still have a Depop sale that I need to package up, finish packaging up. So I'm gonna show it to you because it's pretty good. And then I'll retell you, if you've watched those videos, I'll retell you what my profit is. So this is a coat, a white, very, very long coat. My lighting got weird because it got cloudy. This is 100% wool. I don't know if the fur is real or not. This is a vintage coat. Lundstrom, La Parka, 1987, Linda Lundstro, Ltd. It is 100% pure new wool fur. is acrylic and cotton. Okay, so it is faux fur. Good. Here, I'll show you this tag. I just know I had trouble reading it, so certainly it's not going to be easy to read. I've had this for a long time. It does have a couple of little minor flaws, but it's really nice, beautiful, well made, high quality, all of the things that are good for a nice big sale. I want to do this nicely, but I don't know if I can. Okay, I was going to put it in this bag, and I kind of think I should, instead of just my tissue paper. I'm gonna try and get it in here. Let's see how it goes. All right, so I had this listed for $200. I felt like it was reasonable. Somebody offered me $150. I've had a lot of interest on this lately on Depop. It's been listed for a year on Depop. I've had it since January of 2024. Had it listed for $200. Somebody offered me $150. I accepted, expecting nothing, because I've had other. Have I had offers on this? I don't know. I get offers frequently, I think, on Depop that just don't follow through. Like, an offer is kind of a suggestion. It's not a binding contract on Depop. So I wasn't really expecting anything, but then they went ahead and bought it, which is very exciting, because a $150 sale is quite uncommon for me. And let's see, I'm not sure I can get this over. Okay. I got this in January of 2024. I had a really unique, for me, sourcing experience. I've talked about this before. I've sold like almost everything I listed from there. I think I had a few other things left, kind of random things, but most everything was essentially, it was an estate sale, but it was completely free. And so I sold like paperweights. I sold some Russian nesting dolls. I sold a lot of kids' vintage clothes, and there weren't very many clothes. It was mostly like hard goods and things. So vintage puppets, a lot of vintage stuff. It was pretty cool. It was fun. But this came from there, so I have zero cost of goods. Plus it's sold on Depop, so my fees are so low. I did have to pay a little more for shipping than I would have paid, like on eBay. I do calculated shipping, and so they would have paid for shipping. I charged $12 in shipping. It cost me more than that. Usually on Depop I'm off, but the other way, in my favor. And this time I was off in their favor. So it cost me $14.08 to ship it, and I am actually shipping it UPS, which is unusual for me. But it was like a $2 difference, and I thought, you know, I have to be out running errands anyway today, so I will just add this to my errands and drop it off at the UPS store and save myself $2. So yeah, so that's what I did. So with $150 plus the $12 they paid in shipping, minus the fee was only $6.15 because it was like a payment processing fee, and then minus my $14.08 for the shipping, my zero cost of goods, my profit on this is $141.77. So now if I add this to my totals from Poshmark and eBay, my total profit for those 4 days is $363, which averages out to $90.75 a day. Now, clearly, this is an outlier, not something I normally sell. That definitely helped. It's nice to have those outliers occasionally because it helps with the numbers, helps overall. Those $10, those $5 profits certainly add up over time, but man, to get a nice big $140 profit all at once makes me happy. So that's ready to go. What else do I have to tell you? I think that's it. Do you sell on Depop? I have gotten a lot of questions on, like, I ship through Pirate Ship on Depop, and I know when people are signing up now, they don't have that option. I don't know when that changed. I don't know much about Depop. I kind of just list to there and forget it. I set it up so that I did the shipping this way when I first started listing on Depop, which was over a year ago. A little over a year ago, I think. And I haven't really messed with it since. I don't know if doing shipping would be better, a different way. I'm kind of afraid to mess with it, honestly. So I'm not gonna mess with it right now. Unless I hear otherwise from, I don't know who I would hear that from, that I would go, oh yeah, I'm gonna change up my ways. Anyway, okay, that's all for me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you a lot. So much more fun to do with a friend. So make sure you like the video. If you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you soon.